You are about to listen to the Exclusively Here with Diego Santoyo podcast. What's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to my podcast. This is Exclusively Here, and I am your host, Diego Santoyo. I hope everyone has been having a great week so far. It's almost over. As usual, there has been a lot going on this week, so we're going to get this episode going with the first segment and get into some world news. So, on Monday, October 17th, out in southwestern Germany, there was an explosion at the BASF chemical company, which happens to be the biggest producer in the world. The explosion killed 2 people and injured about 6 people. Hours later, after the explosion took place, there were 2 people missing. So the explosion happened in the morning around 11:30. It is still unclear how this explosion happened, so everything is being investigated in order to find out. It was a really bad explosion, and people that live near the area where it happened were advised to not go out and stay in. They were told to make sure that everything was closed in their homes. Having windows open would not be smart because of all the smoke that was coming from the explosion. So, just to keep everyone well, it was best to not go out until everything was okay and just safe to do so. It's crazy how life works because one day you're okay and then the next day something like this happens and life just changes. So really terrible what has happened there because you never know what's coming. People must have gone into work and thought it would be another regular day, but unfortunately that was not the case here, and it's sad because people were killed and hurt. Also on Monday, out in eastern India, there was a hospital fire which left 23 people dead. Really tragic. Most of the people that died were in the intensive care unit at the hospital. Many people worked together to do their best and evacuate hundreds of patients from the hospital so they wouldn't get hurt and be okay. Firefighters, police, staff from the hospital, and just people there willing to help did their best to get everyone out. The fire started around 7 p.m. and was finally under control a few hours later. Things are going to be looked into a bit more and be investigated to see what happened there that caused for this fire to take place. So, really sad. You're already there because you need to be taken care of so your health can progress, and then this happens. One would think you're only there to get better and not to go through something even worse. It's really sad what happened. And then on Tuesday, October 18th, some people in Paris and London weren't too happy after they were left stranded because some train services were suspended. Apparently, there was some sort of electrical outage, which resulted in some delays, and of course, people had no other choice but to wait it all out until the issue was resolved. An apology was issued to those that had to wait, and just for any inconvenience it had caused, because some people are on a schedule, but in their case, you always have to be ready for something like this to happen. So it looks like they were faced with the problem around 2 p.m., and people were offered other ways so they could get to their destinations. Luckily, technicians were able to fix the problem and get things running again. However, some people definitely expressed their frustration on Twitter while they had to wait for their while they had to wait for things to be resolved. So it's life. Expect electrical outages. Expect it all. You just have to be ready for things to happen. And yeah, I'm sure this was a bit frustrating, but you can't do much about it sometimes. You just gotta roll with it. Okay, so let's move on to something else. Due to a lack of funding, a primary school in northern Italy is asking students to please help out and bring in some much needed essentials. Unfortunately, the school was not able to make enough money in order to purchase and provide some major things that the students would need for the school year. The school has asked students and parents if they could please help out by providing things like regular paper to write on and even toilet paper. Parents have agreed to help out, even though they do not necessarily have to, but there's definitely a lot of concerns. Um, some parents feel that the school should keep them more informed on what's going on so that parents and the school can work together to help find solutions to certain problems like this one. This is a problem out in Italy at the moment. This is one of many schools out there having trouble providing certain things that students need because there's not enough money to go around for everything. It sucks. And for those that love to help out, maybe there is a way that you can contribute. So if you're interested, maybe you can find a way to help out because it's needed. It would be really, really great. Okay, so let's go on to a story out in Austria. A very young man has just been convicted of animal cruelty. So this young man's father was sick, but got better. In order to pretty much give thanks for his father's recovery, he performed a ritual. The ritual consists of him sacrificing 3 sheep. So sacrificing these animals is saying, "Hey, thanks for allowing my dad to get better." It's just a way of giving thanks, but rather a horrible way. Apparently, his mother helped him kill them because she took some part in it. The thing with this all is that there is a law out there which does not just grant you the right to kill these animals. The law states that the only way these animals can be killed is in licensed slaughterhouses. Even then, they have to follow a procedure so these animals don't suffer. The sheep this guy killed definitely suffered, and it's absolutely wrong and horrible. They shouldn't have to be sacrificed. So, this 18-year-old is claiming that he had no idea that he couldn't do what he did. He didn't know about the law, but now he definitely does. So, what he did was very much illegal, and he was arrested. His mother also received something as well for helping him out. I hate that he did this to those poor sheep. I don't understand rituals like that, so it's just crazy to me. And a newly opened zoo in Pyongyang, which is in North Korea, has been getting quite some visits to see a very interesting chimpanzee. She goes by the name Azalea, and apparently she loves to smoke, so people go and watch her do it. It's a pretty crazy story to me. When I first heard about it this week, I wasn't sure if I was reading it right because I have never heard of an animal that smokes. But yes, she smokes cigarettes, and not just one, but a pack a day. And I guess she doesn't inhale, which is what was being reported. A trainer will toss her a lighter, and she will light it on her own. Um, yeah, like she will light her own cigarette, and it's crazy what she can do. A lot of the visitors there enjoy seeing her and find it amusing that she smokes. But not everyone thinks it's okay. I don't feel like this is okay. I have no idea why she would be given cigarettes, and I just don't get why this is being allowed. There's kids around watching. You don't want them to think that smoking is cool or anything like that. I don't know. I'm not okay with this going on, but it's happening and people are interested in seeing her, so crazy stuff there. Okay, so that wraps up this first segment. We're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, I have more news to share with you guys, so don't go away. Hey everyone, just want to remind you guys that you guys are listening to Exclusively Here with Diego Santoyo. I hope you guys are enjoying my podcast so far. Exclusively Here with Diego Santoyo is made available to everyone by 12 a.m. or 6 a.m. every Friday, and you can find my podcast on my website, which is diegosantoyo.com. My podcast is also available on iTunes and on my YouTube channel. Thank you for listening. Okay, and we're back. So let's get into this next segment and dive into some pop culture. So I'm not sure if some of you guys are aware of this or not, but Jennifer Lopez and Casper Smart are no longer together. They haven't been together. They broke up in August and were together for about close to 5 years. So at the time when they broke up, there were stories out there, of course, stating the reason for their breakup. But it looks like they were all wrong because this week it was revealed that she broke up with him because he cheated on her. This was also the second time he cheated on her. So she, of course, was not going to keep putting up with it. And that is why the breakup happened in August. I'm surprised that she still stayed with him when he first cheated on her. I believe that if you are just in a relationship and your significant other cheats on you, no matter what, you need to run. What makes you think that they will not do it again? Casper sure as hell did it again. Some people do change and really won't do it again, but uh, there are some that might just stay the same. As long as you are not married to this person and you find out that he or she has cheated on you, you need to probably get out of that relationship before you really commit and walk down that aisle. You want your relationship to be great. You're not aiming for perfection, but you definitely don't want someone cheating on you, because if he or she is doing things like that already early on in the relationship, what will the marriage be like? All I'm saying is you don't want to deal with that kind of stuff in your relationship when you're just together without the serious commitment. And you most definitely do not want to deal with it once you're married. So be smart and know when it's time to let the wrong person go. Even though you got a whole lot of love for them, just remember you don't want to deal with that in the marriage. So, divorce does come with a price tag. Okay, so let's move on to Toby Maguire and Jennifer Meyer. After being married for 9 years, the two have decided to no longer be together and separate. I'm sure this was not an easy decision for the both of them, because they do have children together, and it's not an easy decision sometimes to just make. It was being reported that through their time together, as time goes on, sometimes it just doesn't work anymore, and that's what happened there. It seems like they both were able to communicate well to make the decision and end things in a peaceful way, which is great. Crazy endings are definitely not needed, so it looks like they have handled it well so far. They will be working together to raise their children well and are going to do their absolute best to make everything just work out well and be there together for their kids. So they are getting along just great and everything is good, except for the fact that they are leaving each other. But even then, that may be a good thing, because you don't want to be with someone who doesn't quite make you happy anymore. The two first met back in 2003, and they were together for a few years before getting married. So they were definitely together for quite a while. I think the way they are handling it all is great. It doesn't always need to end in a mess. They are being adults about it, and they're making sure that everything stays fine. So good for them. It was also announced this week that Gwen Stefani will be returning to The Voice for season 12, which is set to air in February 2017. So it's coming up in about another 3 more months. She actually met Blake Shelton, current boyfriend, on The Voice during season 7 when she was first on. So this was back in 2014. So it looks like she will be spending more time with him, and I'm sure they're both happy about it. But yes, she'll join him, Alicia Keys, and Adam Levine. The four are set to be on, and this season it's been Blake Shelton, Alicia Keys, Adam Levine, and Miley Cyrus. So Miley is leaving and won't be back for season 12, but she will be back for season 13, which will air sometime in the fall of 2017. So pretty cool stuff there for those that love the show. For those of you that absolutely love Cher, next year, 2017, she will begin her Las Vegas residency and Maryland residency, which she just announced. So, pretty cool news. If you want to see her in person, here's your chance to get your tickets and do so, because she's going to be around for a few shows. She's really excited about it and looking forward to giving out a great show. Her very first show in Las Vegas starts on February 8th. Yes, is it? Yes, February 8th. And her first show in Maryland starts on March 17th. So tickets are going to be going on sale this weekend. So on Sunday, October 23rd. So get them if you want to see her live, and here's some of her hits. Okay, so after nearly 20 years of being married, it looks like Vanilla Ice and his wife, Laura Van Winkle, are calling it quits because a divorce is underway. So it looks like Laura filed for divorce this week, and they both got married back in 1997. They do have two daughters together, And it was reported that they may not have been together already for a few years, but it just wasn't, out there. And I guess by her filing for divorce, it's just making everything official. But who knows? Only they know what has been going on. Most recently, we got to see Vanilla Ice compete on the current season of Dancing with the Stars, but he was eliminated already. So hopefully their divorce goes well and they handle it okay and just don't have any drama from it, because divorce may come with drama if the couple does not know how to get along to just get through it. All right, so let's go on to the 2016 American Music Awards. It's coming up next month. It's set to air on Sunday, November 20th on ABC. And everyone just learned this week that Bruno Mars is set to open the 2016 American Music Awards. So I'm sure there are many people out there excited about this. And the last time he performed at the American Music Awards was back in 2011. So it's been a few years, and I'm sure he's looking forward to it. And I leave you guys with that. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in. It means a lot to me. Catch a new episode next Friday and get some of the latest exclusively here. I am your host, Diego Santoyo. Until next time, have a good one.